Welcome to Conversations. I'm Suresh Kochak. Before I proceed on with this video, I would request you to like, share, and of course, subscribe to this channel and also click the bell notifications. Let's get on now. The Election Commission of India has issued a detailed clarification that strikes at the heart of the opposition's allegations of large-scale vote theft and manipulation in the recently concluded Bihar Assembly election. Despite repeated public claims, some even dramatic by opposition leaders accusing the Election Commission of vote chori and electoral rigging, the Commission has now confirmed that not a single candidate, losing or otherwise, has filed a formal request for electronic voting machine checks, EVM memory inspections, or even a repoll. That is a fact. In fact, the Election Commission says that not one of the 2,616 candidates who contested across all 243 constituencies have ever submitted a complaint that would trigger the very verification mechanism they have publicly demanded. In fact, our political bureau here breaks down what this means and what it says about the state of the electoral claims and counterclaims in India. The Bihar Assembly election, India's first major state election after a series of political realignments, delivered clear, decisive mandate for the NDA. But as soon as the results were rolled in, several opposition leaders, particularly from the Rashtriya Janata Dal, went on the offensive. Their accusation that the election was marred by large-scale voter list manipulation, faulty machines, outright vote theft. In fact, the allegation was more from the side of the Congress party, particularly Rahul Gandhi. But the Election Commission yesterday has put out a comprehensive statement and it paints an entirely different picture. According to the Election Commission, not a single losing candidate from any of the Bihar's 243 constituencies has filed an application seeking a technical inspection of the EVMs, the same EVMs which Rahul Gandhi used to earlier claims were tampered with. But now his party has not even filed one complaint. This inspection isn't symbolic, as it involves checking the burnt memory and microcontroller, the core of the machine where all the voting data is permanently stored. If tampering were to occur, this is exactly where the evidence would show up. And yet, the Commission says no application for checking and verification of the burnt memory or microcontroller has been received from any losing candidate in respect of any of the 243 constituencies in Bihar. The verification window was open, the rules were clear, and the process is legally supported by a Supreme Court direction. But then, no candidate came forward. Following the Supreme Court orders earlier this year, the Election Commission updated its standard operating procedure on June the 17th. It spells out in black and white as to who can request an EVM memory check. Only the candidate placed second or third can do it. They must submit a written application. They must do it within 7 days of the declaration of the results. That 7-day window is designed to protect the integrity of results, while also giving the candidates a clear opportunity to raise doubts backed by formal request, not just public statements that Rahul Gandhi makes. Yet, despite 2,616 candidates, despite loud accusation from the opposition, particularly the RJD and the Congress, that is, the Election Commission says it received 0 applications, not one. Leaders like Tejasvi Yadav and Rahul Gandhi had been vocal. They alleged manipulation of electoral rolls, failure to release gender-wise voter turnout data on time, and a deliberate attempt to withhold crucial numbers. But today's Election Commission statement underscores a fundamental contradiction. While allegations were made frequently on television and on social media, the opposition did not follow through in the formal channel where evidence-based scrutiny happens. The Commission, in its own words, said the vote chori claims were not substantiated. The EC also revealed something just as significant. Not a single political party or candidate out of over 2,000 requested a repoll in any constituency, which is unheard of in Bihar, where repolling is very common or was very common in the earlier elections. Under the EC rules, a repolling can be demanded when there is an evidence of booth capturing, EVM malfunction, causing disruption, violence that affects voter participation, or blatant irregularities affecting fairness of the poll. But no such request came from any of the 38 districts. Any recognized party did not, or no recognized party came forward with the complaint, nor did any candidate come forward. Given the scale of Bihar election, this is unusual and noteworthy, as I mentioned before. One of the loudest demands from the critics of EVMs is that the VVPAT, the voter verified paper audit trail verification. But here too, the Election Commission points to data that shows that the system worked exactly as designed. The rules mandate a random check of 5 polling stations per constituencies across 243 constituencies. That means 1,215 polling stations. According to the EC's Assistant Director Apurva Kumar Singh, mandatory verification of VVPAT slips was done and no discrepancy was found in any of these booths. 1,215 booths, nothing was found wrong. It all tallied. A complete match between the EVM count and the VVPAT slips adds yet another layer of validation of the Bihar results. The Election Commission didn't stop at EVMs. It clarified that no appeals were filed regarding the wrongful inclusion or exclusion of voters during the special intensive revision of the electoral rolls conducted before the Bihar elections. This fact was repeated in the Supreme Court yesterday when the judges pointed out to Kapil Sibal and Abhishek Manu Singhvi and other lawyers who are arguing against SIR that not a single person among the 64 lakh who were removed came forward and said that the names have been wrongly taken out. That could have been done by any political party, but no political party also came forward. Yet Rahul Gandhi and Congress keeps repeating vote chori and vote chori. They just don't have the proof. Simple as that. Anyway, this is the most important one because one of the central allegations by Tejasvi Yadav and Rahul Gandhi in Bihar was that the voter list were manipulated. But according to the Election Commission, none of the 12 recognized political parties, not even the ones making the most noise, including Congress, filed a formal complaint. Imagine, not even Congress, formal complaint not filed, just press conferences, kind of PowerPoint presentations and all that. The Election Commission also used the opportunity to highlight several administrative achievements in this election cycle. Index cards for all the 243 Bihar constituencies and 8 by-elections in other states were made public within 72 hours of the result declaration. Statistical report, usually released after weeks or months, were uploaded with just 5 working days. All data was made available free of cost, accessible to public, researchers and media. The Election Commission framed this as a step forward towards greater transparency and a counter to claims of opacity. While the Election Commission statement is detailed and categorical, questions remain about its political impact. The opposition's allegations, though not formalized through official channels, have already created some public perception, especially among their own supporters. But with this new data, that narrative could shift. Political analysts say that this mismatch between public accusations and lack of formal complaints could weaken the opposition's credibility. It has already weakened, in fact, and especially with the Election Commission documenting every procedure step and offering timelines that counter the allegations. In fact, the controversy once again raises a familiar question. If EVMs are regularly accused, imagine, yet formal verification mechanisms remain unused, are the allegations political theatre or genuine concern? The Election Commission stance is firm. It argues that the machines are secure, verification mechanisms exist, and transparency has been enhanced. But the larger political discourse may not settle so easily, especially with Rahul Gandhi being around, after losing 95 elections. Allegations, even unsubstantiated ones, which even a school kid could call out, tend to linger in public memory. The Election Commission, however, has now placed the burden of proof squarely on those who are raising the claims. And the message is unmistakable. If there is evidence of tampering, bring it to the notice of the Election Commission formally. Not at press conferences, not in PowerPoint presentations on stage. If not, the mandate stands. So the Election Commission message is clear and unequivocal. No candidate asked for EVM checks, no candidate asked for a repoll, no party filed appeals about voter roll manipulation. Every VVPAT count across more than 1,000 booths matched perfectly. For an election often shadowed by loud allegations, the absence of formal complaint raises a bigger questions about political strategy versus evidence-based challenge. Whether this settles the debate or fuels new political flashpoints remains to be seen. For now, the Election Commission has placed its version and facts on record, and the numbers leave very little room for ambiguity. Thank you for watching. Jai Hind.